What's up with it? Thanks for joining me again for another one. Now, in the last video, and most videos, I was talking about the importance of self-awareness, the importance of changing one's viewpoint and one's mindset, so that way we can inherently experience the heaven on earth that each and every one of us crave, the fulfilling life that our true self wants. But we have to realize why we make the choices that we do. We have to learn, and when I say we, I mean as humanity. We have to understand why we continue to make the decisions that we make that push us down the wrong way, that push us into a we kind of put ourselves into a box, because as soon as we make a decision, it's almost as if we make a decision that we don't want to do, that we never initially wanted to do. But once we make the decision, our ego steps in and makes us stand by the decision, makes us stand by what we did, what we said, how we felt, the way that we reacted. And it's very important now more than any other time in history to become self-aware of why we do the things that we do, because from where I sit, people have never been more broken, more sorrowful, more empty, more vain, more vague, more dim, more ignorant. Now, of course, that is only a temporary state. Even like this physical state that we're currently living in, it's all temporary. We're not going to be here forever. We're not going to experience this. Hey, man, get away from the. Actually, no, that's fine. We're not going to be able to continue to experience this physical existence for as long as we want. Eventually, your number is going to be called. Eventually, your life is going to end, your physical life. But that's the thing that we we must realize as souls, is that energy is eternal. And you, as long as me, or as well as me, we are energy. We are conscious beings that are every single day making choices that are creating the life that we live. The choice to stay working the job where you're miserable at. The choice to stay with the boy or girl who does nothing but make you feel like crap. The choice to eat the food that makes your body hate you. It's like every single one of us, we all have these choices, and we're all drastically and miserably failing with the choices that we're given. And everybody's so damn quick to point the finger and to draw the attention away from themselves, but that's because nobody has accountability anymore. No one is able to take criticism without it feeling like it's an attack. And that, again, that the system probably did that. They probably figured out a way to keep everybody in that mind state, because, of course, if you can't be corrected, how are you ever going to grow? How are you ever going to truly change if you can't be told that, like, hey, man, that right there, what you're doing is wrong. You shouldn't do it. Like, you're not. You're going to stay the exact same POS that you've been your entire life. And I mean, no offense by it. I don't, I mean, I am unattached to the situation completely. But I know that I was a POS. I know that I was a very dark, very self-centered, very selfish individual who continuously did what he wanted to do, did whatever the impulse told me to do, and I was perfectly fine with it. Anyone else who had a problem, it was their problem. But as I got older and as I begun to see the world for what it really was and to see the truth behind the curtain, see the wizard, like the Wizard of Oz, see the wizard behind the curtain, I was able to step out of the loop, step out of the program that I was put into by my environment, and I was able to step into reality. Woohoo! Able to, I know I'm doing bad at this game, but that shot was pretty good. But I was able to become my true self again. I was able to let go of the weight that has been dragging me down for years and years and years. And of course, like I've said, and like I will continue to say that growth is a non-stop journey. You will forever, if you do it correctly, you will forever be growing. You will forever be changing. You will forever be spiritually evolving. But most people are only physically evolving. Most people are only changing on the outside, and that is not going to fix anything. Each and every one of us want change, crave change, hope for change, but we don't do any changing on our own. Wow. And there's a big problem in today's world to where everybody has this void inside of them. Say it that you do or don't, that's, it's between you and yourself, you and Most High, you and the Creator. Wow, completely unaware. But we're all trying to fill a spiritual void with physical attachments. Everyone, and when I say all, I mean, of course, there are outliers. There are people who doesn't match the base programming, but most people are doing the exact same thing. Most people are working without question. Most people are falling right in line with what the government tells them. Most people are falling right in line with what the school says. Most people think that doctors know everything, even though they've been taught a certain set of things that are all chemical based and it's completely away from the holistic apothecary that we once knew was correct. We we are divided from the outs we're divided from the alignment that we're supposed to be living in, to the point to where the outside world, like, I don't mean the buildings and not whenever I said not nothing man-made, but things that are created by the Most High God, the 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 essence or the energy that is in all the plants, all the trees, all the animals, the same stuff that's in them is a part of us, because God is omniscient, is omnipotent. He is in everything, he's around everything, he's a part of everything. And if we don't turn back to righteousness and repent from our sinful ways and become enlightened about why we do the things we do and become self-aware, then we are going to continue to fall down the rabbit hole. We're going to continue to fall and buckle under the pressure of our own life. We have to step out in faith, and the just, even the scripture says that, Romans 1:17, the just shall live by faith. If you are just, you are righteous, then faith, faith to get it done. Like, even for me, I myself, I mean, it's, and again, it's natural. I myself have doubts at times. I myself let my flesh self, not like it's like a 80-20 split now almost. But it's like my flesh self, it wants to take over. It wants to make me doubt. It wants to keep me in the same place. It doesn't want me to grow. It doesn't want me to change. It wants me to stay comfortable. Because the flesh, in a sense, is almost as if you're possessed by something. It's almost like it's like a demon in a kind of way. We're stuck in our flesh. We are victims of our attachments. And unless we change our mind and our way of thinking, that will never change, and we will continue to stay trapped in the rat maze, in the loop that you're experiencing, in the feeling that you can't do nothing different, in the feeling that you can't change, in the feeling that you can't grow, in the feeling that you can't do anything right. You're going to stay stuck in that mindset because you haven't changed your mind. You haven't repented of what's truly wrong, what's not righteous, what is pushing you down the path of selfishness and ignorance. We, as a species, we have to move differently, or we're going to fail to inherit the blessings that our Creator wants to give to us. Because yes, we are creators because we are made in the image of God, but we are not the creator. There's a top dog at every pyramid. And even you see it in politics, you see it in the industry with entertainment, you see in all these different situations that there's a pyramid scheme that is going on. And if we don't look at ourselves and make a change, we are going to continue to stay in the same loop. And yes, that was a Mac Jackson reference, if you caught it. But each and every one of us, we have the power. We have the ability. We just have to become aware of what we're truly capable of. We have to become aware that we're creators, that we are capable of doing and being different. But we continue to do the same thing over and over again, and then we're like, oh, why is this happening? Why is my life so bad? Because you suck at making choices. You suck at being righteous, being holy. You suck at being just. You suck at being, you lack, we, when I say you, please don't take it personally, because that is not the intent. But we lack wisdom. Wisdom is, it's not even in the it's not even in the equation no more, because so many people they're intellectually smart, but they're not wise. Wisdom only comes through experience, and most people are scared to have new experiences because new experiences usually mean change. And if you change, then it comes to uncertainty, and if you're uncertain, you're not going to push yourself, you're not going to change, you're not going to do something different. People, especially in today's world, we want to be comfortable. We want what we want. And that's what the whole system now. Like, we literally just live in the Roman system with just a new face on it. Look at the money, especially the coins. You can see it. But we live in this Roman system that is completely against our initial purpose, our initial design, our. What a weenie. But we're in this system that is keeping us divided from the truth of reality, keeping us scared, keeping us, I mean, fearful is the best word for it. And if we don't change our way of thinking, our ego is going to continue to win to the point to where you're going to keep suffering. And if you're not suffering, then great. I'm glad to hear it. I don't want anyone to suffer, and if I'm being honest. I don't think anyone deserves certain things that are done to them. There's certain things I've been through. I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. I don't have an enemy, but if I did, I wouldn't wish nothing on them because there's a lot of very evil and dark things that can happen to us in this reality. And it's like the more I look at it, the more it's like people are living in like just their own personal hell, their own personal torture. And we do it to ourselves because we make the choices that we make. And we have to have faith in order to step out of the loop. We have to have faith in order to do different. Because you're not going to see difference unless you embody the difference. And I myself, I want to help as many people as I can. I want to share truth and share my share my wisdom through all of my experiences because I've experienced a lot more than most will ever realize. And then of course, if you keep up with my channel, if you subscribe, if you like, if you stay with it, you will start to hear more and more stories as they come to my realization. Things, and I've already, talked about some stuff. I've talked about things that I've already overcome, like, I don't know, being molested when I was young by my male cousin. Like that right there messed with me a lot. That spirit of lust was attached to me at 5, 6 years old. Like I tried to have sex first time when I was 9. I didn't. I didn't until I was 15, but I tried when I was 9. I was sexually aware at a very young age, and due to that aspect, I was a victim to it. And I wasn't a victim, no. I was almost a slave to it because I was unaware of why I did the things that I did. And that's what people have become. We are slaves to our flesh. Now me, I'm no longer a slave. I'm a conqueror. But I'm also a servant to the greater good. I'm a servant to the Most High God. I'm a servant to my Father up in heaven. But we are in this period of time to where the potential is unbelievable, but everybody is stuck inside the matrix and everybody's stuck inside of an illusion. And that's also another way how it all works. The truth is more crazy than the lies are, ladies and gentlemen. I'll tell you that right now. Once you go down the path of self-awareness, self-discovery, then you will begin to realize things that will drop your jaw in the best way possible too. And that's the craziest thing. And it's like, of course, Most High will never give us more than we can handle. That's why everybody is in this stuck position because you're going through the same lesson over and over. You can't progress forward in your spiritual evolution if you continue to be hard-headed, be stubborn, and not learn the lesson that you're supposed to learn. You can't evolve spiritually if you're continuously making excuses on why you can't change, why you don't want to change, why your life is so hard, and why it's been so bad, and you wouldn't understand. Like, promise, we can sit down one day, we can set up a meeting, and we can compare lives. And I guarantee 95% of y'all don't have no damn clue what hard really is. Don't know what pain really is. And I'm not saying that to make it like I'm some damn, I don't know, superhero. I'm saying that because I've been humbled by life. I had to be, because boy, I tell you what, there won't many who's more hard-headed than I. Won't many who was more stubborn than me. And I my hope is that people can learn from my experience, so that way they don't have to suffer in their reality. So that way you can learn from my hardship, so you don't have to suffer in your life. But you have to accept what I say. You have to listen to what I preach. You have to absorb the information that I'm presenting. But there's truth in everyone. There's truth in every circumstance and every reality. Man, who's didn't close my door? There's truth in every single person, but we have to be open to hearing it. And most people they don't want to. They'd rather gripe and moan and make an excuse. They'd rather complain about circumstance than take responsibility and be accountable. And of course, like anything that I say, I'm never pointing the finger. Who am I to judge when I myself am an imperfect man? I have fallen. Only Most High can judge. So I will never judge anyone. Just like Tupac said, only God can judge me. And, I got that tattooed on my body because that's very true. There's only one who's worthy of judgment, and it is not I. But also, if you feel like I'm judging you, then it's probably because it's true. And if it's true, then it probably means you need to change it. Because that's the thing how humans work. We project our traits, our habits, our mind onto others. So, like, okay, for example, fat person is real quick to see that someone else is fat. But you tell them they got an eating problem, then oh my God, you're this, that, and the third. You're evil. You're mean. You're a bully. You're blah 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 blah. Blah. And it's like, nah, man, I'm trying to help you because I don't want your arteries to shut down on you. Or you tell someone they got a drinking problem. Like that was my grandfather, who I lost when I was 16. He had a drinking problem. You would tell him that he had a drinking problem, you would be the bad guy. But if he would have accepted that truth, his liver wouldn't have shut down on him when he was 49, and he would have had a longer, more fulfilling life that would have led to him meeting, I don't know, grandkids or whoever else, great grandkids actually, because I was a grandkid. Duh. But we have to learn to take accountability as a species. We have to, because each and every one of us do things that are incorrect. And each and every one of us portray ourselves as victims to circumstance. When nothing that goes inside of us makes us who we are, it's what comes out of us that makes us. What comes out of us that comes from our that comes from our heart. That comes from our character of who we really are. Because that's one thing. Like one of the most helpful things that I picked up from reading scripture was the fruit of the spirit. And the fact that a tree will only bear, an apple tree will only bear apples. Orange tree will only bear oranges. And that means that an evil person will only do evil. A good person will do good. Nothing that goes inside of you makes you, but it's what comes out of you that makes you. Dang nabbit. Wow. I'm doing horribly this game. I don't really care. But each and every one of us, we have a choice. We can choose to follow along with everybody else, with all the sheeple, Stay confused, stay lost, stay hurt, stay empty, stay divided, stay fearful, or we can unify together. We can learn, we can grow, we can change, we can adapt, we can evolve, we can step into purpose, step into our truest self. But you have to do what I did. You have to repent or change, whichever word resonates better with you. You have to grow. You have to become accountable. So right there, I could get mad, like, oh, point the finger at him, but no, I missed my first shot. I had an opportunity to kill him, but I didn't. Now, of course, killing is never the right way. It's just simply in this fact of this game. But same thing too. Like, I'm a basketball player. Most real quick. Oh, guess I cut out. But like I was saying, headset wants to kind of act a little slow right now. But like I said, I'm a basketball player, and there was times where I'd miss a shot, and I would put the blame on something else, some outside factor, instead of putting it on my focus like I should have. Because when it comes to being a ball player, you can use focus to make damn near any shot you put up, or you can make the excuse of pressure and miss every shot that you put up. But either way, it's all a matter of choice and all a matter of decision. And that's the thing too, is time in itself is it's not an illusion, but it is. Time is really here just so we can measure the like okay, never mind. But time is here to help us measure this outside reality. That's the only way you can really tell if things are getting older is through time. But to you, your true self, your spirit, time that should have killed him. But time isn't real. Time is only a construct that is meant to keep you stuck, keep you inside of the structure that is this reality. Oh yeah, I remember that kill. He shot me in the dick, like old dude in 22 Jump Street or 21 Jump Street. My forgiveness. My apologies. But that's another thing too. Once you realize that time isn't a factor, you can begin to forgive yourself of the decisions you made in the past. As soon as you realize that time isn't a factor, you can stop worrying about the future. We have to live in the eternal now. No matter when you are, no matter where you are, no matter how you feel, you're always right now. You're always here right now, no matter what. And we're beginning to lose time faster. And it seems like it's because most people, most of the collective consciousness are going off of cell phones and time is speeding up. Because I have an analog watch at my drawer and I can't even use it because after a day it's thrown off. We're no longer going by the celestial clock that we're supposed to be going by. Most people are going by phones, so because of that, speed up the phones just a little bit. Now everybody thinks time is going faster, so because of that, time is speeding up. And most people who are a little bit older, you can probably feel that time feels a little bit faster than it used to. You probably thought you might be a little crazy, but it's true, and it makes sense once you start to really think about it, or go deeper into thinking about it. And for me, it's like we have to learn to be still in the moment. We have to learn to be able to shut our mind off and be present, be aware, be able to observe from a neutral standpoint. Everything in this reality is neutral until you apply a meaning to it. Everything. Yep, even that too. Everything. It's all neutral, it's just a matter of how you perceive your life, how you look at it, how you experience it, how your mind interprets your reality. Because again, the world you live in is completely different than the world I live in. We're experiencing two different lives, we're focused on two different things, we're having two different experiences. And with that, it's like in reality, we're not living on the same we're not living in the same place. Yes, we're living on the same place. We are living on planet Earth. We are subject to be here. But the life I live is not the life you live. Because I know that since I've changed my mind, I've changed my outside world. I know most people that I know are still living the exact same way. They are still living a life based on fear instead of based on flesh. Or not flesh, based on fear in the flesh than based in spirit and in faith. There you go. I had to find it. It's kind of like that sometimes. Anyways, we all have the capability to do different. You would just rather make the excuse and do what you've been doing. You'd rather gripe and moan instead of look at the problem from a different lens. Most people will live and die looking through the same lens their entire existence. Most people. But also, for those of you who are tired, spiritually tired, not like you want to nap, but spiritually tired, then listen to what I say. Take heed to my words, because I know I can help you. I know that there is hope for a better existence, but you have to step out in faith. You have to make the conscious decision to do something different, to align with a new reality almost. And once you commit to the choice, that's the thing, you have to commit, because our universe is going to test to see if you're true about what you say. Because again, our Father is tied into the universe in multiple different ways. So it's going to test to see if you're true about what you say, true about what you want, true about what you think, true about what you preach. But if you man, I can't stand the damn glitching. But if you stick to your guns, stick to what you want, have faith it'll happen, it will happen. Not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Faith is like the ultimate cheat code in a way. Faith, optimism, discipline, consistency, all of these things that are hard will give you what you truly want, what you truly crave. But you have to choose good. You have to be different. You have to move differently. But again, like old Felice Johnson said, the old booty warrior, the choice is yours. You can do things the easy way, or you can do things the hard way. And it really is your choice. It really is your decision. And really, you really already made the choice. It's just a matter of we're here to figure out why we made the choice, what made us go the route that we go, because, of course, Creator is outside of time, so we are only limited by time because we are in this temporary fragmented state of consciousness to where we are stuck in the physical body. But every one of us is stuck in the physical body, which in my opinion is the mark of the beast. So unless you get free of the mark, you are going to stay stuck in your own eternal hell. But, what am I but a visionary? But it's up to you because there is hope. There is a chance for a better life. You just have to step out in faith. But thank you for listening. I hope that you got something from this. Please like, please subscribe, but most importantly, comment, ask me questions. Well, liking and subscribing is kind of important too, because I do want this to blow up and I want this to hit as many ears or as many realities as potentially possible. Because everywhere I go, everywhere I see, everybody is empty, depressed, vague, vain? Vague? No, it's vain. Yeah. Everybody's living in vain. Everybody is living in this illusion that they got everything under control because they got a job, because they got bills, because they have a wife and a kid. And like, nah, man, that's nothing. That's external stuff. If your soul ain't right, you ain't right. Period. Soul ain't right, you ain't right. So, fix your soul. Worry about what matters. You fix your soul, everything will be added unto you. Everything you need will fall into place. You have to focus on fixing yourself, though, because that is truly what matters in this game that we're playing, this game of life. Thank you for listening. I love you. Peace be unto you. Bye.